Generally, it's a good event. They were able to attract a diverse audience of startups, investors, industry leaders, and experts, wherein everyone was able to interact with each other, network, and give each other best practices and what's happening in the coming future. There's some really notable talks, one of which is from Carousell CEO, where he talked about who is the real superhero behind his 250 people team, which is customer service, more of that later, and personal branding talk from DJ Mick. I find it really interesting and special because the core of what we've been talking about here is how to bring our brands closer to the customers. I think this one will reiterate our vision, and hope you guys enjoy it. There's a lot of different startups as well that's notable. It will be shown in our video, and hope you enjoy this.
This is something that's been really instrumental in Carousell, and they don't get enough spotlight or credit, is the customer experience team. So these are people who bear the brunt of the product releases. You ship out a product that's buggy, 100 tickets come in, angry customers, and you know what? It's our customer support team out there, right? You know, if people go through a bad transaction, it's our team out there. So they actually really receive a lot of these challenging approaches from customers and whatnot. But all these feedback cycles and loops, while so emotionally draining, is so fundamental to the company. So many of our product features have been a result of our customers writing in, complaining, and then it helps us prioritize what the biggest problems are to fix.
Most DJ Instagrams look a lot like Tiesto's Instagram. Now, obviously Tiesto has more money than any of us in this room probably put together, so good for him. But for the rest of us, that doesn't happen. So if you look at his Instagram, right, you see just a lot of things that you would predict to happen with a DJ Instagram. Well, you have girls on stage with some thongs, you have lots of lasers, you have lots of smoke machines, you have people dressed up like marshmallows, he even has a boat with his name on it. Now that's great, that's awesome. However, for me, that wasn't going to cut it. Having a personal brand like that was not advancing my company, my brand, which is the brand of myself and the other things that I'm doing. So I set out to creatively reinvent who I was in order to accomplish all the entrepreneurial goals that I had for myself. So I created a personal brand that referenced all of the different business interests I had. So you can see everything from obviously me DJing, to me being a strong person with my family, lots of travel, that's speaking at MIT, doing a lot of fashion stuff, and things of that nature. When I set that precedent for what my personal brand would be, my business exploded. All the attributes of my business that were not growing because people were simply perceiving of me as just a DJ dramatically changed. Not overnight, but it happened relatively quickly because people started to perceive exactly what my personal brand was because of how I chose to creatively put it out there. It's really interesting what happened with that. That was about 5 years ago when I started to do that. Last year, Inc. magazine did an article on me, and they actually called my personal brand a combination of Questlove and Gary Vee, which is really interesting.
My name is Mack. We are here on the Jumpstarter with the Prenetics and with our product Serco DNA. So just visit the website circledna.com and get more genetic information about yourself, and you can better yourself fitness-wise and health-wise.
I'm from Shiver, so I'm the BD of Shiver and based in Indonesia, in Jakarta. And Shiver is, we're a platform aggregator logistic that connecting the seller with the logistic partner.
Nice, nice. So far doing good with the exhibit, right? So yeah, people coming here.
Yeah, really a lot. Yeah,
okay.
It's really fun. It's really
good
fun.
exposure.
Hello everyone, I'm Frankie. Actually, what we do is trying to help you put down your insurance cost by 40%. We have a rebatable insurance, which is our first product is health insurance. If you don't visit any doctor throughout the year, we give you back 40%.
Wow, that's so good.
That's
and just to keep note, this app is launching in 2 months, so you guys should download it once it's launched. We will let you know. some of the details that they could improve on is one of the topics was entitled female entrepreneurship. And personally, I would rather just call it entrepreneurship rather than female entrepreneurship. We are living in 2019 right now, and I think we've moved past that stage. And another thing would be the language chosen. The whole conference was in English, of course, but about, I think, 20% of the talks and keynotes were in the local language. I understand that they are more comfortable speaking the local language, but I can suggest they would at least have a live translation on the screen beside the main stage, so that they can be more considerate about the foreign people visiting the conference, and trying to get some value out of it. If you guys know any services that does this, even Google Translator, Google Pixel Buds can do this, but if there's better service out there, please guys link it below if you know anyone. And if you went to the conference yourself, I look forward to hearing your suggestions or comments. What did you like? What you didn't like? Please leave it down below, and I look forward to hear from you.